Hi, my name is Ben, and if you know me in real life, you may have clicked on this video and been like, your name's not Ben. For the first 4 years of my transition, I went by the name Mac, which is a shortened version of my dead name. But as of tomorrow, September 13th, 2023, my name will be legally changed to Benjamin Elliott Schaefer. And I am very happy about that. The name Mac worked for me for a while, but if I'm being honest, it was never the name I wanted. So I wanted to come on here and share why I'm changing my name and why I felt like now was the time for me to really think about who I was and what I wanted to be called. So I came out to my family as transgender in July of 2019, which is around the same time that I started to think about what names felt like me. I would tell the barista my name was Sam. I would tell the person at another restaurant my name was Noah. I'd have friends try to call me different names. I'd have friends call me different names. I think another one that I wanted to try out was Liam. And it was a little weird, but it was actually fun experimenting for a while. At this point, everyone in my life called me Mac, specifically spelled M-A-K, because that was how it was shortened from my dead name. I started to really like the name Mac over my dead name around 6th grade because that was when I made my first Gmail account, and my email... Should I be giving everyone my email address? I don't use it anymore. You know what? I don't care. My first Gmail account was macschafe@gmail.com, and then it caused my friends to then call me Mac Schaefer as a nickname, and then it just eventually naturally came to Mac, and I liked that quite a bit. It just kind of naturally progressed like that, and that's how I just started going by Mac to basically everyone by around high school. When I got to college, my professors would ask if we wanted to use a different name than what was listed by our school, and I told all my teachers that I wanted to be called Mac, and that was, wow, a heck of a lot more affirming than being called my dead name. So I came out as trans when I was about to go into my senior year of college, which for Boston Conservatory at Berkeley, or really any performing arts college, senior year is the year that you showcase. It's the year that you get all your headshots. It's the year that you have to, meeting up. It's the year that you have to really consider what your resume looks like. It's the year that you're really supposed to sell you, and that was really stressful. So I knew that if I wanted to change my name, I was going to have to do it fast. Thinking back, I didn't have to. I really could have taken my time, but I definitely felt pressure from the people around me and also just the nature of the school I was at to decide on a name to, do life. So now it's no secret that I decided to just keep the name Mac. And that was for 2 reasons. Reason 1 is because I was in a relationship for almost a year at that point, and due to my ongoing mental health struggles, I tend to get very depressed in relationships, and I tend to want to isolate myself all the time, and I'm just generally not my best self, historically. Another huge thing is that it is so hard for me to make my own decisions when I'm in a relationship. The person I was dating at the time was pretty supportive of my name finding journey, but they thought it would be okay to tell me that they fell in love with Mac. Mac is the person that they love. And if I were to change Mac, they felt like they would be losing me. And to hear that from a partner is upsetting. They said they didn't want to live in a world with no Mac. And unfortunately, that kind of settled it for me. At that point, they were one of the only people I interacted with. I was completely depressed. I had so much self-hatred. And I, to be honest, had no energy for any sort of conflict. So I said, sure, if you like Mac, that makes me happy, that you're happy, so I guess I'm gonna keep it. Reason 2 is a little more general, but very much in the same vein. It's less about one person and more about all people. I was so afraid of what people were going to say about me when they found out that I was a man and that I was going to be pursuing medical transition. It was so hard for me to take any ownership over my situation. I have had quite the mental health journey, and I feel proud of myself and lucky that I opened up at the right time to my family and to therapists, and I have recently been diagnosed with CPTSD. I think one day I'll share my story as to how I got diagnosed and kind of what caused the diagnosis, but that's a little darker, and today's we're trying to be light. CPTSD is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So instead of one occurrence happening and causing PTSD, CPTSD takes into account several ongoing, prolonged traumatic events in your life, and it really can change you as a person, as I have experienced. But this diagnosis explained to me why I had so much fear of other people's opinions of me. I genuinely doubted my safety because I've had so many traumatic past experiences. I had hidden myself for 22 years, and I was praised for the person that other people saw. I was nominated for Homecoming Queen, which really tells you that I was presenting a much different me to other people. So, as I do, I decided to please the people around me rather than pleasing myself. And I said, you already call me Mac, let's just keep it. It saved me the trouble, it saved me any awkward slip-ups, things I felt I would die of cringe if they had come up. I was so afraid to have any conversation about transitioning with anyone. I did have some weird instances about people asking my pronouns, because that September was when it was like really becoming a thing. And that's really awkward when you are like one of 3 trans people at the school. I think there's probably more, but yeah, there weren't too many of us. So I wanted to make a video to explain my relationship with the name Mac and why I just can't be called that anymore. I didn't just decide to change my name because I felt like it. I legally changed my name to Mac, and I'm now legally changing my name again. And that is a lot of work, but it's something that I really wanted, so I said, screw it. I have had so many years of resentment towards my name because to me, it symbolizes how I didn't want to take ownership over my own journey, and I let other people determine it for me. I settled on that name 4 years ago, and I am like a completely different version of myself than I was. I don't hate the name Mac, and I think it's a good name for other people, but I think I just grew out of it and my ability to tolerate being called it. Going back to my mental health, I was actually hospitalized in June of this year, and it left me with a lot of time to think and to journal and to just figure out how I was going to continue on, because it was clear that I needed to make a few changes. And it was during that hospital stay that I knew it was time. All shame just kind of slipped away from me, and I knew it was the right time to figure out what I wanted to be called and pick a name that felt like me. And I was just kind of past the point of caring what literally anybody else thought. So I started writing out names and seeing which names sounded good with my middle and last name. I actually did choose my middle name with the help of some friends. I decided to change my middle name to Elliot because my childhood dream was to be Billy Elliot. And I just felt like I had to honor my little self. So I was keeping my middle name. After writing out a few names, Ben really stuck out to me. Ben, Benjamin. I've known a lot of really great Bens in my life. There was a boy I went to kindergarten with named Ben, and to me, he was like the ultimate. Also, choosing a historically male name felt safe to me because with the name Mac, people asked way too many questions, including, is that your real name? Your parents gave you that name? I haven't heard that name in years. Is it short for something? And after that one, a lot of times they would then guess my dead name, which was awful. Actually, a nurse, when I was in the hospital, read my name for roll call and was like, oh, Mac, that's a nice name. Is it short for dead name? Come on. Come on. So if I was on the fence at all before that was the icing on the cake. So what happens now? Like I said, all my documentation is in. It has been for a while, and tomorrow around this time, I'm gonna get an email that my name has legally been changed. Thankfully, I don't have to go in person this time. I didn't have to go in person the last time either because it was COVID. But now, I guess they think that there's not gonna be a need for a debate. But then all the tedious stuff happens. Like I have to change my license, my passport, my insurance, my bank information, like literally everything. But it'll be so worth it because I have loved being called Ben the last 3 months. It honestly feels amazing. So you may be a trans person in my situation and you picked a name that you don't feel connected to anymore, or you're a cis person who has always just hated your name. This isn't me just saying, like, go change your name. It's a lot of fun because honestly, it's a lot of work and a pretty serious decision. But if you think changing your name is going to make you happier in life and just help you understand yourself better, then I think it's more than worth doing. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to say today. Let me know if you have questions because I'd love to answer them and connect with people who might be going through a similar journey or have in the past and want to connect about it. I think I'm going to make more videos in the future about more things, trans topics and stuff. But until then, I'm really happy I got to share myself with you today. And thank you for watching.